Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Kissimmee, Florida, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue, red, and silver trunks. He hails from New Haven, Connecticut. He weighed in at the light heavyweight limit of 175 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 22 wins, no losses, one no contest, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated NABF champion and the WBC number 2 ranked light heavyweight contender, introducing the challenger, Bad Chad Dawson. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, fighting out of Jersey City, New Jersey, by way of Katowice, Poland. He weighed in at 174 pounds. He also is undefeated in his campaign with 31 wins, no losses, 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight he is making the third defense of his title. Here is the undefeated WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Tomas Goral Adamek. And once again, a referee in charge, Jorge Alonso, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of action scheduled.
Okay, I spoke to both of you in the dressing room. We went over the rules, okay? Let me remind you, we're going to be very strict calling shots behind the head, calling shots, kidney shots, okay? Give me a clean fight when I say break, over my verbal commands. Protect yourself at all times, okay? Hold on a second. This is good here. This is good here. Any questions? Any questions? Everything's good. Gentlemen, touch them up and let's have a good fight.
And the results of our text message question, who will remain undefeated, went to Adamek, 57%. Dawson got 43%. An intriguing clash of styles in this battle for the light heavyweight title. Rangy but cut Tomas Adamek, a fierce competitor with no quit. Big man with a big heart, good punch, also has skills, good jab. Can he get his power punches in on the cool, tactical Chad Dawson? A tall, physically strong lefty, but a natural right-hander with exceptional hand speed.
Let's go!
Here we go. Round 1 scheduled for 12 for the WBC light heavyweight title. Dawson does not look for ugly fights, while Adamek does. So this could really get interesting if the champion has his way. Adamek, the champion in the white with the red trim. Dawson, the challenger in the blue, red, and silver, both undefeated.
One of the big wild cards in this fight is, in fact, the left-handed stance of Dawson. You mentioned that it's been 3 years since Adamek fought a lefty, though he is undefeated, 5-0 against left-handers. But the Dawson left-handed style could be a problem for Adamek.
Dawson has to be leery, particularly of Adamek's right hand. Dawson does have a solid chin. Dawson said his goal is to throw combinations off the jab, and while he's a southpaw, his most effective weapon is a straight left hand, but his most effective weapons usually are the right jab and the right uppercut.
Okay, so if you told me the first good punch of this fight was going to be a left hand by Chad Dawson, I would have said you're crazy. But that's good for Chad Dawson, because that's the punch that's really there against Adamek, and that was one of the keys I pointed out. He's got to throw that punch, at least some in this fight, and he landed the first one he threw.
Adamek, as you can see, has a habit of carrying his left hand low, leaving him vulnerable to right hands, although that was a successful left just a moment ago by Chad Dawson. But Adamek, like Dawson, can take a punch. Adamek down only once in 31 fights. The first round of his rematch with Briggs, Dawson dropped twice in 23 fights, including the first round of his last fight with Eric Hardy.
Adamek going downstairs with the right hand. Adamek, you will see him start to uncoil those right hands if he can. Now, Dawson's a great body puncher. He just showed you work to the body, and his body work pushed Adamek back. When he goes to the body, it's incumbent upon Adamek to counter him with the right hand or a hook.
Dawson, under Floyd Mayweather Sr., feels that his combinations have really improved. He will look to move and spin and tie up Adamek if he has to. Use the jab. Let's try to keep Adamek as off balance as possible. A little slip there by Dawson, giving Adamek a little opening. Now Adamek ran into one of the advertisements there, and they wisely get rid of it. Oh, nice big right hand right after the straight left. So a nice combination by Chad Dawson there. Good opening round for the challenger.
Ziggy, Tomas, don't follow him around. Okay?
Yes, Daddy.
When he's going this way, you step out and cut him off. Make him come the other way.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't follow him.
Yeah.
Okay? Give him more space. Keep shooting the right hand.
Yeah.
And keep it closing the gap on it. Back him up a little more, okay? Get the jab working more. Relax, man. Relax.
Good advice from Buddy McGirt, famed trainer in the corner of Adamek. Chad Dawson can land a straight left hand in this fight. That's what a lefty should be able to do against Adamek. It's not his best punch, but right away in this fight, he was able to get it in. There's some awkward action. That happens against left-handers. You know, you are going to have this kind of awkward foot activity, and we had it early in this fight.
Buddy McGirt in the corner of Tomas Adamek has worked with Tomas on his movement and avoiding punches, what he did with Arturo Gatti. And the crowd chanting Poland. And the man in the white with the red trim, Tomas Adamek.
It's only the second fight that Adamek has had with Buddy McGirt, but he feels McGirt's making a big difference with him, especially in terms of defense.
He was with Adamek for the rematch victory over Paul Briggs, but not the first fight. And of course, it's Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s first fight with Chad Dawson, who replaced Dan Birmingham. So it's round 2, scheduled for 12 for the WBC light heavyweight title. Scoring in is Chad Dawson, which is something you usually see Adamek do. Adamek being cautious, a little tentative.
You see the footwork. You can see the left foot of Adamek needs to be outside the right foot of Dawson. For the most part, it's been there, but Adamek still can't seem to get off. So he's positioned right, but he's just not able to throw punches.
And you also see Adamek, or Dawson's lead foot, the right foot, pointed inward, which usually makes it difficult for a southpaw to throw an effective left hand.
No holding.
But he doesn't seem to be having any problem here. There was another straight left that got through the Adamek guard.
Well, Chad Dawson's doing several things right in these first 2 rounds. One of them is he's using his jab effectively, and that's a very important weapon for him.
He said that could be his ticket to the title.
This is a more tentative Adamek, and you have to account for some of it being the style, I guess, and some of it maybe being just that Chad Dawson's been very precise and quick with his punches. It's not that Adamek didn't get good sparring. He sparred with Richard Hall, who was a top former top light heavyweight. Also Buddy McGirt Jr., James McGirt, Buddy McGirt's son, who's a good lefty, and Freddie Moore. This was a good group to spar with to get you ready for a left-hander.
And going into the Harding fight, a lot of folks thought that it was a miscalculation in judgment for the Dawson people. But it was Dawson's finest hour. Can he pull it off again on his biggest platform here as he goes for a world title against the champion, Tomas Adamek?
It's only 2 rounds, but when Chad Dawson laid his head down at night during those months of training, this is exactly how he thought these first 2 rounds should go for him.
So things couldn't be better thus far for Chad Dawson.
Hey, again. Breathe deep. Let him breathe. Let him breathe. Let him breathe. Breathe. You need to work this. Come on. Go, sir. Again. Okay, baby. You're in the fight. I want you to keep. I want you to use your jab a little more, man.
Well, the thing Adamek is doing right, one of the things is he's got his left foot outside the right foot of Chad Dawson. That's what you want to do. You want to get that foot in that position. But now look, when he steps, he moves inside the foot, and that's wrong. And so he can't get his punches off. Now there he should have been able to land the left hook because that foot was outside. So Adamek has some issues. Now the jab of Chad Dawson, even though not everything landed there, that's exactly the way he wants this fight to go, and that keeps Adamek on his heels.
Well, Al, as we enter round 3, this is clearly not the same Tomas Adamek we saw against Paul Briggs or Thomas Ulrich for that matter. And a lot of that has to do with the man in front of him, Chad Dawson, who's a southpaw and very tough to hit. He's got great hand speed.
Bring it up, okay? So far, Adamek just hasn't been able to get off. He hasn't been able to throw punches, and he's just not doing it.
And the Polish fans here, very quiet all of a sudden.
And even when Dawson, like in that sequence, was pushing forward, instead of Adamek standing there and counterpunching, he's the one that moved away. So that's a very odd posture for Adamek given his history.
We haven't seen the Dawson right uppercut as of yet, which proved so effective against Harding in the victory there.
Now Adamek's starting to shoot those right hands, even to the body. Just throw punches. That's what Buddy McGirt wants him to do.
Nice straight left again by Chad Dawson. So he has really improved in that area with his left hand. Adamek continues to be on the cautious side as that right jab of Dawson keeps him off guard. And a nice straight left hand. Good combination. The quick hands of Dawson. That one landed upstairs. There's another left hand. Chad, a grazing blow.
Chad Dawson's fighting like a real lefty. You know, sometimes he will open himself up to throw that right hook, Steve, to the body or the head and just leave himself open. Not doing it. He's giving him all the lefty angles and winning with the jab and a straight left hand, which is not his normal way of doing business. And he's doing a good job of it.
Chad Dawson looking very impressive here over the first 2+ rounds of this championship fight, showing absolutely no nerves. He is in control. Another straight left hand to the head by Dawson. That one fell short, but blurring hand speed by Dawson.
These are more straight left hands than I think Chad Dawson could have ever thought of landing in the first 3 rounds of this fight. They've been very, very effective. And the jab has been really superb.
We haven't seen much of the ramrod jab of Tomas Adamek, something that was very effective in the Paul Briggs fight.
Now that's a tough punch to land against the southpaw, but you have to use it and establish it.
And it sets up the straight right down the middle, which is the money punch for a conventional fighter against a lefty. But it hasn't worked thus far. Adamek shakes his hand, his head, as he goes back to one of the Dawson family. The girlfriend is Crystal, the 2 little boys, ages 3 and 2 months. Prince Chadwick, age 3, raising his arms, and then Chancellor Dawson, just 3 months. He's asleep.
One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You can back him up, man. Back up with your jab. Back up with your jab. That's right. And keep that straight left hand, left hook, right hook behind it. Just keep hit the body a little more. Keep him backing up with your jab and go downstairs on it. On both sides, okay? All right.
Well, the jab and the straight left, weapons traditionally used by left-handers against the righties. There you see him pawing with the jab, but it set up the straight left hand. And Adamek positioned poorly and getting hit with those straight left hands a lot in this fight.
And it's round 4. So far, a fight that has been dominated by the challenger, Chad Dawson, who is wearing the blue, red, and silver trunks. 22-0 with 1 no contest, 15 knockouts. 5.5-year pro, born in Hartsville, South Carolina, now living in New Haven, Connecticut. Tomas Adamek in the white with the red trim is the champ, 31-0, 21 knockouts out of Gilovica, Poland, now living in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Buddy McGirt telling Adamek, we've been told in the corner, throw the right hand more. You've got to throw that punch. And of course, he's really not trying to throw it very much. The other weapon that I believe is very useful against the southpaw is if you step to the left, you throw those hooks. Adamek is not by nature a left hooker. That left hook will come only on the end of combinations for him.
Well, Chad Dawson, who looks so polished in his coming out party against Eric Harding, picks up where he left off here to this point.
There's Adamek finally throwing the right hand. The difference in this fight has been hand speed for the most part. Dawson, very, very quick. And honestly, Steve, you and I, we watch a lot of tapes of these fighters. Of course, we've seen him on our Showbox, our sister Showbox show. He feels quicker in person to me than he does when you see him on television.
He also looks bigger and taller than Tomas Adamek, but he's not. Perhaps the guidance of Floyd Mayweather Sr. has had something to do with this improvement.
He may. I just think this young man has, you know, physical skills, and you know, he's putting these jabs and the left hands together extremely well.
Nice quick combination again by Dawson, who's really winning this crowd over.
Watch your head,
come
guys.
together again. The head.
Hey, watch your head.
Perilously close.
Watch your head, baby, all right?
Jorge Alonso, the warning, watch the heads. Maybe you have a lefty and a righty, as Al pointed out.
Now there was Adamek working a little on the inside, but Adamek, he doesn't want to engage with Dawson. So we can surmise from this that Chad Dawson has already shown Adamek enough pop in his punches to make Adamek at least a little bit wary of engaging completely on the inside.
A southpaw with skill and power. There's another good left and a hard right to the body. Okay? Getting cautioned by Jorge Alonso for the possible kidney punch.
And you know what's missing in this fight? Combinations from Adamek. He is a true combination puncher. We've seen none of that in this fight.
The left side of Adamek is getting all red and bruised up. Very difficult for Adamek's wife, Dorota, to watch.
Okay, you gotta throw punches. You don't throw no punches. Okay, when he punches, you're going back too much. Tell him when this guy starts punching, he gotta let his hands go. Okay, when the other guy starts punching, he's gotta let his hands go. Stop jumping back so much. Okay, when he starts punching, you gotta stop punching. Don't back off. Okay, you gotta stand there and you gotta punch. Okay, you go, baby. Let's go.
Well, Chad Dawson is known as a very good body puncher. He started that sequence to the body and then came to the head. And look at the right hook downstairs. And not a good moment for Dorota.
So a very rugged night thus far for the champion, Tomas Adamek, who just can't get kick-started. You heard Buddy McGirt's instructions. Hey, when he throws, don't back off. You throw. It has been all Chad Dawson to this point.
Whoa, bring it up, man. That was low. Come on, let's go now.
Now, one danger of too many warnings from Jorge Alonso is that it may take Dawson off his game of throwing body punches. Although the way he's landing to the head, maybe that won't hurt him that much.
True.
Break! Step back! No punches. Good job.
Left hand set up by 2 jabs, but the left missed. Press row, George Kimball from the Sweet Science, Tomasz Kierluk from a newspaper in Poland, Szeged Sport OV, and Dan Rafael from ESPN.com. A shutout for Dawson.
And that matches my scorecard. And good for the Polish writer for scoring correctly.
Being very fair-minded. Dawson jumps all over Adamek. Not where Adamek wants to be.
The combination punching of Dawson, I think, is really special. You know, we think of him as a guy that's a little economical with his punches, measures them, and maybe that's something. You know, let's say this about Floyd Mayweather Sr., because in this fight he is throwing many more combinations than we had seen before. So if Mayweather had something to do with that, which he very well may have, it's a good signature for him.
And a nice right uppercut by Chad Dawson. There's that secret weapon of his as he responds to the chants of USA from this crowd here in Florida.
Well, we know Adamek has defensive liabilities. McGirt has been trying to work with him on those, so that's true, but I don't want to use those defensive liabilities as a way to demean what Chad Dawson's doing, because he is throwing very good combinations of very precise punches.
One thing Adamek does have, though, is a very good chin. Down only 1 time in 31 fights. The first round of his last fight with Paul Briggs, he got a little right hand in there that pushed Dawson back, but wasn't much power behind it. More power behind that left hand of Dawson that put Adamek back. And a right hand by Dawson. Dawson landing with almost everything he throws.
Ziggy, tell him to stop. He's waiting too long. This guy's too fast. He's got to go take us. He's got to let his hands go. Okay? Who's strength? You're throwing 1 punch at a time. You got to throw combinations. Okay? This guy's too fast. You can't
Well,
wait.
Buddy McGirt referenced the speed of Dawson, which I think surprised them as much as it has everybody else. And there's the combination punching with the body shot and the straight left hand. He's showing the complete arsenal here tonight. So much so that even you see a look at the same sequence and you see all the variety of punches that he throws. And here's a punch we hadn't seen to this point, and that is the uppercut. He's got a good one, and there it is. It's a dangerous punch sometimes to throw from that posture, but it lands, and we've seen it land in other fights.
McGirt wants Adamek to throw more combinations, or just throw combinations,
Yeah, period.
As we enter round 6, scheduled for 12 for the WBC light heavyweight title, currently owned by Tomasz Adamek, but Adamek each round seeing the belt slip away. So it's almost the midway point of this championship fight, and a lot of folks thought that Dawson was good. Some thought he was overrated. Well, what do you think to this?
Well, it's a breakout performance against the guy who is acknowledged as certainly one of the 2 or 3, maybe the best light heavyweight in the world. And Chad Dawson has been positively brilliant. Great right hook to the body by Dawson. So, it's been a perfect performance for Dawson to this point.
A lopsided performance by the challenger, Chad Dawson. I don't think too many people thought it would be like this.
No. You know, it's interesting. Dawson does everything else right-handed, but he boxes left-handed. And that's only because his dad, Rick, who was a boxer, he watched him as a youngster boxing left-handed, and he said, oh, okay, I guess I got to be like Dad. So he's a lefty. And how about how that's helped him in his professional career? Because being a lefty is a huge advantage.
And being a natural right-hander provides him with power in both hands, and we've seen that advertised here on occasion tonight. There's a good right hand to the side of Adamek's head by Dawson.
I'm blown away by the hand speed of Dawson. That's the one aspect of this that is a little surprising. It just he never seemed like a fighter that had this kind of blinding hand speed, and boy, he does.
Another low blow there. That's the second caution by Jorge Alonso to Chad Dawson. I think Buddy McGirt, Adamek's trainer, would agree with you, Al.
Yeah, sure, they looked at the same tapes we did and said, oh, really good fighter, but where'd all these combinations come from?
A couple of right hands by Adamek that made Dawson think for a moment, but then Dawson goes right back to it and lands to the body.
Very big moment in this fight, because now when Dawson goes to the body, Adamek is countering with the right, which we talked about before the fight. A big moment for Adamek.
And now Adamek starting to show some signs. He just clocked Dawson on the top of the head. There's a good left hand back by Dawson. The uppercut missed, but suddenly a little bit of a subtle change.
Well, the danger is that Chad Dawson is so confident now, he's getting on the inside and squaring himself up to throw big power shots. That's when Adamek is landing the counter right hand.
Adamek with some more confidence, a wraparound right hand by Chad Dawson to the back of Adamek's neck. Interesting sixth round.
Look, Chad. Look, man. Look. Look, Chad. Look, man. Look here. You can knock this guy out, man. Look, man. You can knock this guy out, man. You hit him with 2 punches, 3 good shots, man. You let him go. You got to keep firing, man. I told you that. Let's stop punching, man. When you get
Chad Dawson early in that last round was dazzling with his combination punching. There's a 3-4 punch combination, 2 of the 4 landing. And then there was a punch that would stray a bit low off the side of the hip of Adamek. Not in an area to do serious damage, but Jorge Alonso not happy about it.
Overall, it has been a dynamic performance by the challenger, Chad Dawson. Big look of concern on the face of the champion, Tomas Adamek, in the white with the red trim as he comes out to begin the 7th. Another good, fast left hand to the head by Dawson to open the round.
Now, here's the only danger for Chad Dawson, and we saw it a little bit toward the end of round 6. If he goes on the inside and tries to land big power shots with the right hook and the right uppercut too much, he could be countered by the right by Adamek.
And it seems like that's what Adamek is waiting for.
And he's got to measure what he does, Dawson. But for Adamek, he's got to keep throwing that right hand. And I mean, he's got to throw it and keep throwing it, whether it's landing or not.
Well, he better start soon and fast, because he's starting to run out of time.
Break! Stand back. Stand back. That's it. Good job.
Because each round is mounting up against him in points. Minute gone by in round 7, scheduled for 12 for the WBC light heavyweight title. Back comes Adamek now with a series of punches, but it didn't seem to phase Dawson as we check out press row again. And again, it's all Dawson.
And that is exactly the way that I have the fight scored. Now, Chad Dawson has been 12 rounds one time in his life against Eric Harding. He performed well over the 12-round limit and won that fight, of course.
Adamek, meanwhile, is 2-0 in 12-round fights, both by majority decision, including his last fight. And those were Paul Briggs.
And you can see those fights you referenced to Briggs, of course, were wars. You can see it takes a lot to discourage Tomas Adamek. So while Dawson continues to wail away, he's not discouraging Adamek. He's still coming forward.
And also, Adamek is in fantastic condition. So there he goes, a left hand to the body, and it's a knockdown.
Yep, sure was.
6, 7, 8. Got you in the stomach, baby.
You heard Jorge Alonso caught you in the stomach, baby. Adamek doesn't agree, thought it was a slip, but that was a clear knockdown on a body shot.
And I don't know that Adamek was hurt. He was just off balance, but it clearly counts as a knockdown. So as if Chad Dawson needed any extra help in pitching this shutout. Now he might, oh, wow, tremendous left hand.
So Adamek down for the second time in his career, this 32 fights. There's a good left hand to the head by Chad Dawson that rocked Adamek. Adamek now down 2 times in his last 2 fights. But it's the end of round 7. Dawson keeps coming on. He's trying to do what Floyd Mayweather Sr. told him to do. Knock him out. Just keep punching when you have him in some trouble. Huge round for the challenger Dawson.
Ziggy, tell him you got to stop going back when the guy punches. You got to stand there and punch. Okay? You got to punch. Stand there and punch. Don't go backwards. Keep backing him up. Okay? You got to throw the right hand after the double jab. Double jab, right hand for the chest. Don't shoot for the head because he's getting low. Tell him, Ziggy, please.
Here's where Tomas Adamek would go to the canvas. Now, he did get tripped. It's interesting. Clearly, what happened was the foot was behind him and the left hand hit him in the body. So, in retrospect, and of course, we have the advantage of slow motion to see it, the left hand did clearly land. So, you can understand Jorge Alonso's calling that a knockdown, and it seemed appropriate. And there's more combinations from Dawson.
So it was indeed a combination of the feet coming together and the punch. But all Jorge Alonso saw was the punch.
Right, exactly.
And so you can't really fault him.
As did we when we saw the back.
So here we go into round 8.
You know, ironically, this fight is reminiscent of the Jeff Lacey-Joe Calzaghe fight. No one on earth thought that Joe Calzaghe was going to dominate every round of that fight like he did, even if many thought he might win. I don't think anyone going in thought Dawson would dominate like this.
And ironically, Dawson, a former stablemate of Jeff Lacey. But that was complete and utter annihilation. Each round.
Yeah, it really was. Well, in this fight, even though the damage might be slightly less, I'll tell you, Chad Dawson has controlled every single round. He's got a 10-8 round to boot because of that knockdown, however it came.
Their records beyond the 7th round. Adamek in 9 fights, 9-0, no knockouts. And Dawson, 5 times 5-0.
You know, they want Adamek to come forward, but the problem is he's getting hit so much when he comes forward that he just can't sustain that assault.
Right hand that clipped Adamek on the face. And again, the exceptional hand speed of Chad Dawson. And I tell you, Adamek just has no answer. He cannot solve this puzzle. He has never faced anybody with this kind of hand speed, for sure.
And I don't think he anticipated facing some of that kind of hand speed when he got in the ring tonight. You've done a lot of football where teams scout other teams, they see them on film, but then when they get on the field with them sometimes, or in basketball, they're amazed at how quick they are, and I think this is one of those cases.
Adamek just walked into a shot by Dawson, and he felt that one. You just feel the air going out of him. A lot of passion and nationalism here tonight. The crowd chanting USA. You don't hear Poland anymore because those fans are very discouraged right now. But they are hoping for a miracle. Can Adamek suddenly turn things around?
And you know, Adamek is a good puncher, so you can't totally rule that out. But he's getting nailed a lot.
Big left hand right above us by Dawson. And Adamek has, again, no reply. He doesn't counter. And he's just getting jabbed and jabbed. Boy, that's an effective punch for Dawson. Showtime Championship Boxing returns on March 3rd with an explosive matchup that could be a fan's dream fight. Israel Vasquez puts his WBC Super Bantamweight title on the line for the 3rd time as he takes on IBF Bantamweight champion Rafael Marquez. This fight between Vasquez and Marquez, who's moving up in weight, pits 2 of the most exciting pound-for-pound fighters in what has the makings for a terrific matchup. Plus, Unbeaten champ Vic Darchinian faces Victor Burgos for the IBF flyweight title. That's all live March 3rd, only on Showtime.
Well, Chad Dawson has given his most complete performance to date, and one of the reasons is because that straight left hand, which has not always been his strongest punch, has been so evident tonight against Adamek. It's just been superb. It's been very accurate.
This has been a dazzling performance. What more can you say by the challenger Chad Dawson in the blue, red, and silver trunks, the southpaw. He's the challenger, trying to take the title away from Tomas Adamek. Dawson proving that he is really a rising star in this sport with this performance tonight. Well, interesting stuff from Buddy McGirt in the corner between rounds. Al, he said, if you sustain any more punches, I'm going to stop it. And here we go again. Chad Dawson picks it up.
He may not get to it because we're very early in this round, and Jorge Alonso may have to do it for him because now Adamek is getting really hurt.
He's getting ripped to the head and the body. The last series of punches upstairs. Dawson's won every round, won by 2 points on a knockdown, a bit of a questionable knockdown, but a knockdown nonetheless.
And in this posture, the body work right now that could do as much damage as the head to Adamek when he's in that corner. He's throwing thunderous body shots.
And now Adamek is just a sitting duck. He is a big target. Press row once again. It's all Chad Dawson.
Impossible really to give Adamek a round in this fight.
They've given every round to the challenger.
Wow, those body shots are dramatic. Finally, a right hand from Adamek that almost landed. That's the best you can say about what he's done in the last couple of rounds. It almost looks like Adamek never saw a lefty. And we know he sparred with good lefties getting ready for this. Tremendous hook to the body.
These are pulverizing shots to the midsection by Chad Dawson. Dawson continues to pummel.
You don't want to get low against Dawson, which Adamek is doing. That's when he will just blast you to the body and the head with those right hooks.
Champion gamely fighting on, but he just hasn't altered his strategy in any way, and he's just being beaten to the punch every single round.
Now there on the inside, Adamek at least gets a little active.
30 seconds remaining of the night. It's scheduled for 12. Dawson continues to have his way, just complete and utter domination.
Now, Chad Dawson is taking every chance in the world right now. He took a right hand from Adamek. I'm not sure that's really the posture they would want from him.
Final seconds of round 9. Right hand pushed Dawson back briefly. And Adamek misses with another right, and Dawson too elusive defensively.
One more round, he's going to stop it.
You got to start throwing punches, okay? You got to start throwing punches. If you don't throw no punches, I'm going to stop it. You hear me? You understand? You understand? Yeah. Okay? You got to start throwing punches. Don't land on the rope. Okay? You got to keep backing them up. You let them get too brave. You got to let your hands go now. Hope I go through. One more round I'm going to give you. You ready?
Well, Chad Dawson had a superb 9th round. That straight left hand is reminiscent of so many, but there's the body work by Dawson. He's a thunderous body puncher. He gets so much leverage in that right hook to the body.
When you're moving back, use your jab.
Accurate, polished. The words to describe Chad Dawson, and powerful. Skilled. You heard Buddy McGirt, a sense of urgency in that corner. He's going to give Adamek one more round, this 10th round. And oh, big left hand by Chad Dawson that pushed the champion back. Stopped him in his tracks, but he just keeps coming forward now. He's got a hard head. But McGirt said, I'll give you one more round, and if you don't offer back, I'm going to stop.
Good job, good job.
The left eye of Adamek starting to get a little damage, starting to close a bit.
You know, Adamek has never actually moved to his left. He's kept his foot outside the right foot of Harding like you're supposed to against the lefty, but you should also be moving to your left, and he's never done that to get himself out of harm's way from those straight left hands. So tactically, this has not been a masterpiece for Tomas Adamek.
Well, it certainly has been for Chad Dawson. It has been a virtuoso performance by the challenger, who at the last minute, just before a title fight, changes trainers. I mean, as you pointed out earlier on, changing trainers is not odd in boxing. Adamek tries to nail Dawson to the body, but sometimes it gets a little curious when you do it so close to a big fight like this.
Maybe change the, change a big component of what you're doing, but Floyd Mayweather Sr. has to be happy with what he's seeing, and you have to give him credit for whatever he's done with Chad Dawson, because Chad Dawson is a... Oh, my!
A right hand by Adamek, and down goes Dawson out of nowhere. He says he's all right to his corner.
6, 7, 8. How you doing? Walk. Let's go.
Dawson down for the third time in his career now. He just holds on. Adamek says, I'm going to throw everything at Dawson and try to win the fight right here. He is so far behind. This is his only shot.
Chad Dawson needs to move and jab, not stand in there and throw right hooks and trade with Adamek if he can.
What a dramatic turnaround in this fight.
I got it.
Late in the 10th round, Tomas Adamek, terribly behind on the scorecard, scores a knockdown. Another right hand by Adamek, sending Dawson back. Dawson seems to have his legs. He motioned over to his corner as soon as he went down that he was all right, that he wasn't hurt from the punch.
Chad Dawson shouldn't throw another right hook for a long time in this fight. He's squaring himself up. Jabs and straight left hands are what he needs, and movement.
So suddenly a huge burst of confidence for the champion Tomas Adamek and his fans of Polish descent.
Look, man, look. Get your leg out there. Look. Look, man. Look here. Look here. I don't give a damn what you think, man. Take this round, make it miss. Tie him up, man. That's all you need to do this round. You don't want every single round, man. Maybe this round, the only round you don't win. Use this round right here. Tie him up, make it miss.
Well, Adamek able to get a straight right hand in after throwing a jab. It was one of the very few that he has landed solid during the fight. He used it, and look what set it up. A very nice left jab by Adamek. Now, Dawson looked at his corner after and said, I'm okay, but he wasn't totally okay, because for the rest of that round, Adamek did land some good punches, although Dawson certainly fought back. Brilliant advice from Roger Mayweather in the corner. Take the round off. Do anything you need to survive.
And a left-hand blast at the bell by Dawson. Round 11, the championship rounds. And suddenly, we have a very interesting situation on our hands. After every round went into the book for Chad Dawson, he was even ahead in the last round before he went down.
Now, the missing component is the jab. Dawson's not jabbing at all. It's not keeping Adamek off him right now. Jab and movement. There's the jab, and look how it disrupts Adamek.
So two knockdowns in the fight. Each guy going down. Here's Adamek charging forward. Adamek desperate.
The plot has thickened here, and now Adamek feels that he can get on the inside and throw those punches. And now look how aggressive he's being.
Adamek, so conditioned, so experienced. The experience has to be a factor here for Adamek. All Dawson has to do is stay away or tie him up. He is so far ahead on the scorecard. He just has to stay standing.
And for Adamek, the trick here now is to throw enough kinds of punches to get him out. And I'll tell you, Dawson's helping him because he's getting himself caught against the ropes where Adamek can go to work on him.
Anxious moments here now as you check out press row. Still
Baby, watch that, watch
a
that.
shutout for the challenger, Dawson, even with that knockdown.
Well, not a total shutout because he did win the last round, but yeah, he's way ahead at this juncture.
Now the trunks of Dawson are slipping down.
No.
We've got to check that out. They're way down, Al, underneath the protective support there.
Stop.
And they're almost completely down. Unbelievable. Jorge Alonso has to help them out there. 52 seconds left in the 11th round. Adamek trying to pick it up.
And this has actually been a fairly close round, even though Adamek has done much better work. You probably would give it to Adamek, but Dawson's hung in there.
I got it. No punches.
Right hand by Adamek. Gets to a countering right hand that rocked Adamek. And Dawson pounding away to the head of the body.
These rounds are looking Adamek-Briggs-like.
Yes. Dawson digging to the body. That slows Adamek down. But Adamek showing a lot of heart.
Both fighters are tired right now, let me tell you. And the 12th round could give us some surprises.
Understandably. Here we go.
Water, please, water.
Water, John.
Thomas, listen to me. Don't wait. Throw the right hand straight. You're going wide with it.
Frost off.
Tell him he's overshooting his target. Give himself room. Give himself room to punch. Okay?
First round, okay? Thank you. Last round, keep a clean touch, okay? Hey, how you feel? You feel all right? Good, baby. You almost feel, come on. Okay. Last box is one. Give me the water. Water. Let's go, baby.
Well, we saw Shannon Briggs with a late knockout in his fight against Sergey Lahovich. Desperately behind, he took the title the only way he could. Can Adamek pull it off as well? Round 12, here we go. Chad Dawson, the challenger, way ahead. Adamek coming back to knock Dawson down.
Well, Dawson, if he's able, could turn this into the Chad Dawson Invitational track meet in round 12 and still win the fight. Can he do that and not get nailed with something by Adamek?
All Dawson has to do is stay up. Stay away, tie him up, move. And he's the new WBC light heavyweight champion.
You know, it's ironic. Early in the fight, Adamek couldn't find a way to get the left hook in, and now in the last couple of rounds he has, but of course it's very late for that. Oh, you know, Dawson is so exposed in there for that short right hand on a couple of occasions. You just wonder if Adamek can get another one of those in. And now look at Dawson laying on the rope, so he lands good off it.
Yeah, he's kind of asking for trouble.
Yes.
Whoa.
But Adamek just can't take advantage.
Boy, this last 1 minute and 41 seconds can't take off quick enough for Dawson and his team.
Yeah, you got to believe there's some concern in that Dawson corner, even though he seems to have this one well in the bag. Great right hand by Adamek, trying to pin Dawson against the rope. Dawson gets out of there. Good shot to the body by Dawson.
You know, it's interesting. Dawson is counterpunching well off those ropes. And give Chad Dawson high marks for poise. This 24-year-old never been in this particular situation before in the biggest fight of his life. Got hurt, got up, and he has had the presence of mind to hang in there against this very tough champion.
And very similar to the way he performed against the very experienced Eric Harding in his last fight. He got off the canvas in the first fight and just won that fight decisively. So he's just got to hang on for 40 more seconds, and we have a new world champion and a new star in the boxing world, Chad Dawson.
Drake. Turn around, turn around.
Changing of the guard in the light heavyweight division. New generation. The light heavyweight division champions are old and they're foreign, and we've got a young American champion here. The fans around the ring all standing. And you'll hear a roar in a few seconds when the bell sounds.
Quick, that's it, guys.
There is no question as the Dawson family celebrates. If it wasn't a shutout, it was the closest thing to a shutout.
Fucking great, baby, great!
That's it.
You're new champion, baby. Hold on. Leave him alone. Wait a minute. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let me just talk to him for a minute.
It is all good for bad Chad. A masterful performance for Chad Dawson.
Wait a minute.
Well, and for this man, Tomas Adamek, and his trainer, Buddy McGirt, a monstrous disappointment. They thought they were poised to get a major win that would put him in line for other big fights. Instead, he loses his title in the worst fashion.
On his biggest stage, Chad Dawson comes through.
And you know what made this performance special? Not just that he did so well over those first 9.5 rounds, 10 rounds, but that he was able to keep his poise and come back from adversity. That said as much about Chad Dawson as the beginning part of the fight.
That's very true. Good point.
Great sportsmanship in the center of that ring, and that's great.
Give me the other arm. Give me the other arm.
Dawson on the threshold of handing Adamek his first loss. Adamek will fall to 31-1 in his third title defense. We're set to get the official word from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Adamek Hong Ton Kum, scores about 116 to 110. Judge at ringside, Alejandro Rochin, scores about 117 to 109. And Peter Trematera sees about 118 to 108. All three in favor of the winner. He is still undefeated. And the new